Hello and welcome to today's episode of Switch Mania. I am Clarence and I am here to bring you all the latest and greatest news on Nintendo Switch eShop sales. With so many amazing games being released, it's the perfect time to be a Switch owner. In this video, we'll be taking a look at some of the newest and hottest games that are currently on sale. So whether you're a seasoned gamer or just starting out, be sure to stick around for some great deals and discounts. So sit back, grab your Switch, and let's dive into the world of Nintendo eShop sales. First of all, I would like to thank each and every one of you for taking the time to watch our video. Your support means a lot to us and we appreciate it greatly. Now, if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to our channel for more great content like this. We post new videos almost every day, and you don't want to miss out on any of the exciting news we have planned. Plus, when you subscribe, you'll be the first to know when we go live or when we have a special announcement. First in our list is Lost in Random. Lost in Random is a delightfully macabre action-adventure game that takes place in a dark and twisted world. The game is set in a kingdom ruled by a malevolent queen who has enforced a harsh law where the citizens' fates are decided by a roll of a dice. You play as Even, a young girl who sets out on a journey to save her sister Odd from the queen's clutches. The game's standout feature is its combat system, which revolves around the roll of a dice. Each roll determines the type of attack you can perform, making each battle unpredictable and exciting. The game's art style is equally captivating, with the world of Random looking like a Tim Burton-inspired dreamland. While the game can be frustratingly difficult at times, Lost in Random is an excellent game for fans of dark fairy tales and action-adventure games. The story, art style, and unique combat system make it a must-play for anyone looking for a new and exciting gaming experience. Next is Fae. Fae is a platformer game set in a mystical forest. The game presents an open world where players take on the role of Fae, a creature that must think to communicate with the creatures of the forest and uncover its secrets. The game's graphics are breathtaking and the sound design is immersive, helping create a unique and magical world. Fae's gameplay is simple and enjoyable, with the ability to climb trees and glide being particularly fun. The game's central mechanic is the ability to sing, which is used to interact with other creatures and help progress through the game. The singing is intuitive, with the simple button press triggering different songs depending on the creature or object being interacted with. Fae is a unique and refreshing platformer with a strong focus on exploration and puzzle solving. The game's enchanting atmosphere and enjoyable gameplay make it a great experience for anyone looking for a relaxing adventure in a magical world. Next up, Plants vs. Zombies Battle for Neighborville Complete Edition. Plants vs. Zombies Battle for Neighborville Complete Edition is a charming, colorful, and fun-filled game that offers hours of entertainment for all ages. Developed by PopCup Games, this third-person shooter game is the latest installment in the popular Plants vs. Zombies franchise. The game features a range of new characters, weapons, and maps, and players can choose to play as plants or zombies as they battle it out in the vibrant and colorful world of Neighborville. The game has a single-player mode as well as multiplayer options, including a 4v4 battle arena and a co-op mode for up to 4 players. With its intuitive controls, cartoonish visuals, and addictive gameplay, Plants vs. Zombies Battle for Neighborville Complete Edition is a must-play for fans of the franchise and new players alike. Whether you're looking for a fun, casual game to play alone or with friends, or a more competitive multiplayer experience, this game has it all. Need for Speed Hot Pursuit Remastered. Need for Speed Hot Pursuit Remastered is a thrilling racing game that provides an adrenaline-pumping experience for fans of the genre. The game features enhanced graphics and performance, which makes it even more immersive and engaging. Players can race as both the police and the racers, each with their own unique set of cars, weapons, and power-ups. The game's career mode is well designed, offering a diverse range of races and events that keep the gameplay fresh and exciting. In addition to the career mode, Need for Speed Hot Pursuit Remastered also includes online multiplayer that allows players to compete against each other in high-speed races. The remastered edition includes all the previously released DLCs, which adds even more value to the package. Overall, Need for Speed Hot Pursuit Remastered is a must-play for fans of the racing genre, providing a thrilling and satisfying experience for all players. Next is another racing game, Burnout Paradise Remastered. Burnout Paradise Remastered is a high-octane racing game that brings back the classic Burnout experience with modernized graphics and quality of life improvements. The game's open-world design allows for complete freedom of exploration and allows players to create their own routes and stunts. The remastered version includes all of the original game's DLCs and adds several new features, including 4K graphics, smoother frame rates, and faster load times. The game's multiplayer mode also allows players to compete with others online in various challenges and events. The driving mechanics in Burnout Paradise Remastered are highly responsive and offer a thrilling sense of speed and control. The game's destruction mechanics also add a layer of excitement, as players can crash into other cars and objects, causing them to explode and create massive chain reactions. Overall, Burnout Paradise is a thrilling and addictive racing game that offers a nostalgic trip down memory lane for Burnout fans, while also providing a fresh and exciting experience for new players. Next up, Unravel 2. Unravel 2 is a beautiful puzzle platformer developed by Coldwood Interactive, which serves as a follow-up to the first installment in the series. In this game, players control two yarnies, small creatures made of yarn, who work together to navigate through levels filled with obstacles and challenges. The game's graphics and sound design are both stunning and add to the game's overall atmosphere. The puzzles are well designed and require players to think critically to solve them. The addition of a second yarnie adds a new level of depth to the game's puzzles, as players must coordinate and communicate effectively to progress. The story is simple but touching, exploring themes of friendship, cooperation, and perseverance. While the game is relatively short, it offers a satisfying and emotional experience that leaves a lasting impression. Overall, Unravel 2 is an excellent puzzle platformer that delivers a memorable and heartwarming experience. BUSTAFELLOWS. BUSTAFELLOWS is an engaging visual novel game developed by Japanese studio Nippon Cultural Broadcasting Extend. It follows the story of a private investigator named Toyota who is sent back in time to prevent a murder that could impact the course of history. With an interesting cast of characters, each with their own unique personalities, the game provides players with a gripping and emotional story that keeps them hooked until the very end. One of the standout features of BUSTAFELLOWS is the gameplay mechanics. The game's multi-layered narrative is designed in a way that allows players to explore different paths leading to various endings. This encourages players to make choices carefully and experience the different outcomes of each decision. With its beautiful hand-drawn visuals, captivating storyline, and innovative gameplay mechanics, BUSTAFELLOWS is a game that visual novel fans will love. Next is It Takes Two. It Takes Two is a cooperative platformer developed by Hazelight Studios and published by Electronic Arts. The game follows the story of a couple, Cody and May, who are transformed into dolls by a magical spell and must work together to overcome various obstacles and mend their fractured relationship. The gameplay in It Takes Two is engaging and varied, with each level introducing new mechanics and challenges that require players to communicate and collaborate effectively. The visuals and sound design are stunning, creating a beautiful and immersive world for players to explore. The heart of the game is its emphasis on teamwork and communication, as players must work together to solve puzzles and overcome obstacles. The story and characters are well written, and the game's themes of love, forgiveness, and family are explored in a thoughtful and engaging way. Overall, It Takes Two is a fantastic co-op game that is both challenging and rewarding, offering an unforgettable experience for players who enjoy working together to achieve a common goal. Next up, Haven. Haven is a beautiful and emotionally engaging role-playing game developed by the Game Bakers. The game follows the story of Yu and Kei, two lovers who have escaped on a distant planet to start a new life. Players control both characters and must work together to explore the planet, gather resources, and fight against various enemies. One of the standout features of Haven is its beautifully rendered environments, which are vibrant and colorful, with a strong focus on nature and organic forms. The game's music is also a standout feature, with a beautifully composed soundtrack that perfectly complements the visuals. The game's narrative is also a strong point, with an engaging story that focuses on themes of love, intimacy, and the challenges of navigating a new life on an alien planet. Overall, Haven is a touching and immersive game that is well worth playing. Portal Companion Collection. The Portal Companion Collection is a compilation of two critically acclaimed puzzle platformer games, Portal and Portal 2. Both games follow the story of a human test subject trapped in a mysterious research facility, where they must use their wits and the power of a portal gun to solve increasingly challenging puzzles and escape the clutches of a rogue artificial intelligence. Despite their age, both games hold up remarkably well in terms of both gameplay and storytelling. The puzzles are cleverly designed and require a lot of critical thinking to solve, while the humor and wit of the writing keeps the players engaged throughout the story. The companion collection also includes a variety of bonus features, such as commentary from the developers, concept art, and in-game challenge modes that add even more replayability to these already excellent games. If you haven't played either game before, the Portal Companion Collection is an excellent way to experience those two classics. Next is Furi. Furi is a stylish and intense action game that emphasizes skill-based combat and boss fights. In this game, you play as a mysterious warrior who must escape from a strange prison, fighting through waves of deadly enemies and challenging bosses. The combat is fast-paced and demands precision, as you dodge, parry, and counterattack your foes with a variety of weapons and abilities. One of the most impressive things about Furi is its presentation, with striking visuals and a memorable synthwave soundtrack that give the game a distinctive and atmospheric vibe. The boss fights are especially well designed, offering a tough but fair challenge that requires careful observation and strategic thinking to overcome. While the game can be punishingly difficult at times, it's also deeply satisfying to master its mechanics and overcome its challenges. Overall, Furi is a must-play for fans of action and challenge-focused games. Next up, Bug Academy. Bug Academy is a simulation game where players control different insects as they work together to complete a variety of tasks. The game is set in a lively cartoonish world where players will need to help bees collect pollen, ants build tunnels, and beetles move objects. The gameplay is fun and engaging with a good mix of puzzles, action, and exploration. One of the highlights of Bug Academy is the unique controls, which are designed to mimic the movements of insects. Players will need to use the Nintendo Switch's motion controls to move their insects around, which adds a level of realism and immersion to the experience. The game also have a fun multiplayer mode where up to 4 players can work together to complete objectives. Overall, Bug Academy is a charming and well-crafted game that offers a unique and enjoyable experience for players of all ages. Now I have some exciting news to share with you all. According to my analytics, 88% of you who have watched my videos are not subscribed to my channel yet. Can you believe that? That's a huge number of viewers who are missing out on all the new content I have in store. I understand that there's a lot of great content out there, but I promise you won't regret subscribing to my channel. From gameplay highlights to in-depth reviews, I bring you the latest and greatest on the Nintendo Switch scene. So if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and become a part of this amazing community. I'll be sure to keep the content coming and I can't wait to see what you think of it. Cuphead. Cuphead is an action-packed 2D platformer developed and published by Studio MDHR. The game is set in the stylized world of the 1930s, featuring hand-drawn graphics and a jazzy soundtrack that transports players into a world of surreal bosses, challenging levels, and classic cartoon vibes. The gameplay involves defeating challenging bosses through pattern recognition and well-timed dodges and attacks. The game can be played solo or with a friend in co-op mode. Cuphead is an excellent game that will test player skills and patience. The hand-drawn graphics and excellent soundtrack make the game feel like a classic cartoon come to life. The gameplay is challenging but rewarding, and defeating each boss feels like a genuine accomplishment. The co-op mode adds another level of fun to the game, making it an excellent game to play with friends. Overall, Cuphead is a must-play game for fans of 2D platformers and classic cartoons. Next is Cuphead, The Delicious Last Course. Cuphead, The Delicious Last Course is a downloadable expansion to the original Cuphead game, featuring a new isle with fresh bosses, weapons, and charms. The game follows the same challenging gameplay as its predecessor, with the player taking on various enemies in a series of boss battles. However, the new isle is much more diverse and features more intricate challenges, making the gameplay even more rewarding. The game also introduces a new character, Miss Chalice, who brings a new playstyle to the game with her own unique abilities. The additional weapons and charms provide more ways to approach each battle, adding an extra layer of depth to the game. Overall, Cuphead, The Delicious Last Course delivers more of what fans loved about the original game, while also introducing new and exciting features. The additional content is a must-play for anyone who enjoyed the original game. Next up, NieR Automata, The End of YoRHa Edition. NieR Automata, The End of YoRHa Edition is a remarkable action role-playing game that has been enriched with additional content. Developed by Platinum Games and published by Square Enix, it features a perfect blend of action, story, and music. The game takes place in a post-apocalyptic world where players players control androids 2B and 9s as they fight against machines to reclaim the planet for humanity. The game's combat system is a masterpiece, allowing players to execute fast-paced and acrobatic moves while fighting multiple enemies. The game's storyline is brilliantly crafted, with multiple endings to unlock, and its music is hauntingly beautiful. The End of YoRHa edition includes all the previously released DLC, allowing players to experience more of this captivating game. Overall, NieR Automata, the End of YoRHa edition, is a must-play for action role-playing fans. Its gameplay, story, and music blend seamlessly to provide a breathtaking experience that will leave players wanting more. Golf Picks. Golf Picks is a unique and innovative puzzle game that combines golf mechanics with strategic puzzle solving. The game features a minimalist design, which makes it simple but captivating. Players must use cards to move a ball to the flagstick on each level. Players can choose from a variety of cards with different abilities, such as moving the ball a set distance or bouncing it over obstacles. The game has more than 100 levels, and the puzzles become increasingly complex as the players progress. The gameplay is challenging but rewarding, and the game's graphics and soundtracks are both delightful. The controls are easy to learn, and the game is accessible to players of all skill levels. Golf Picks is an excellent game for anyone who loves puzzles, golf, or both. The game's unique concept and addictive gameplay make it a must-play for fans of puzzle games. Next is Undernauts, Labyrinth of Yomi. Undernauts Labyrinth of Yomi is a turn-based dungeon-crawling RPG by Poppyworks and Experience that offers a challenging and strategic gameplay experience. Players must guide a team of explorers through a series of dangerous labyrinths, utilizing a unique card-based battle system that allows for deep customization and flexibility. The game's visuals are striking and stylized, with a distinctive hand-drawn art style that sets it apart from other dungeon-crawling RPGs. The soundtrack is also excellent, providing a moody and atmospheric backdrop for the game's tense battles and explorations. While the game can be difficult at times, with the steep learning curve and punishing difficulty spikes, it ultimately rewards careful planning and smart decision-making. With its engaging gameplay, unique battle system, and captivating art style, Undernauts Labyrinth of Yomi is a must-play for fans of challenging strategic RPGs. Next up, Final Vendetta. Final Vendetta is an action-packed side-scrolling shooter that brings back the nostalgia of classic 90s arcade games. Developed by Bitmap Bureau and published by Numskull Games, it offers a great mix of fun gameplay and humor. The game takes place in a post-apocalyptic world where players must take control of one of the three mercenaries and battle their way through hordes of mutant enemies. The graphics are pixelated and retro, but it suits the overall theme of the game. The sound effects and music are also spot on, adding to the retro feel of the game. The game is relatively challenging with fast-paced action, but it is never too frustrating to play. With its great co-op mode and the ability to upgrade weapons, Final Vendetta is an entertaining game that is perfect for any fan of retro gaming. Battle Axe. Battle Axe is a retro-inspired hack-and-slash game developed by Bitmap Bureau. The game is set in a medieval fantasy world where you play as one of three heroes on a quest to save the land of Mercia from an evil sorceress. The game features beautiful pixel art and an amazing soundtrack that perfectly captures the feel of classic arcade games. The gameplay is simple yet challenging. Each hero has a unique set of skills and weapons to use against the hordes of enemies that stands in their way. The levels are designed to be replayable with secret areas and multiple paths to take. The game also features a local co-op play, allowing you to team up with a friend to take on the adventure together. Overall, Battle Axe is a fun and challenging game that pays homage to classic arcade games while still being accessible to newer gamers. The stunning graphics, challenging gameplay, and amazing soundtrack make this a must-play for fans of retro-style games. Next is SuperEpic, The Entertainment War. SuperEpic, The Entertainment War is a humorous side-scrolling action game developed by indie studios Undercoders. The game is set in a dystopian world where corporations have taken over the entertainment industry, and it is up to a raccoon and his llama friend to take them down. The gameplay is a mix of beat-em-up and Metroidvania, with the player exploring various environments and taking on hordes of enemies with a variety of weapons and abilities. The game also includes a number of minigames and challenges, adding to the overall fun and variety of the experience. The graphics are colorful and cartoonish, and the soundtrack is upbeat and catchy. While the game is not particularly deep, it is a fun and entertaining experience that is well worth a playthrough for fans of the genre. Next up, Duke Nukem 3D, 20th Anniversary Anniversary World Tour. Duke Nukem 3D 20th Anniversary World Tour is a remastered version of the classic first-person shooter game that first launched in 1996. It features all of the content from the original game, as well as a new episode created by the original designers. The updated graphics and sound are a noticeable improvement over the original, and the addition of new achievements, improved multiplayer, and developer commentary make this version worth checking out. The game's irreverent humor, over-the-top action, and iconic one-liners from the titular character are still just as enjoyable as they were 25 years ago. However, some of the more dated elements of the game, such as the low-resolution graphics and simplistic level design, may be off-putting to modern players who are used to more polished and complex shooters. Nonetheless, for those who want a nostalgic trip back to the 90s, Duke Nukem 3D 20th Anniversary World Tour is a fun and faithful remaster of a beloved classic. Bulletstorm Duke of Switch Edition. Bulletstorm Duke of Switch Edition is a high-octane, action-packed first-person shooter game that follows the story of Grayson Hunt, a space pirate and member of a team called Dead Echo. The game features over-the-top, creative, and intense combat scenarios, with a focus on using skill shots to take down enemies in the most creative way possible. The graphics, while not the most modern, still look great on the Nintendo Switch, and the gameplay is incredibly smooth, thanks to the game's 60 FPS frame rate. The game's story is engaging, filled with humor, and expertly voiced by an impressive cast, including the legendary John St. John, who voices Duke Nukem. While the game may not bring much new to the table, it's still a fun, entertaining experience and a must-play for fans of the genre. If you're a fan of fast-paced shooters and don't mind a little bit of humor and vulgarity, then Bulletstorm Duke of Switch Edition is definitely worth checking out. And last but not the least, Legend of Keepers: Career of a Dungeon Manager. Legend of Keepers: Career of a Dungeon Manager is a unique twist on the classic dungeon crawler formula, allowing players to take on the role of the dungeon master rather than the hero. As the manager, it's your job to set traps, hire monsters, and defend your dungeon against waves of adventurers. The game features a charming and colorful art style that brings the fantasy world to life, with a great sense of humor that keeps the gameplay engaging. The gameplay itself is challenging, requiring careful management of resources and constant strategizing to stay ahead of the enemy. With each battle, players earn experience points that can be used to upgrade their dungeon and unlock new traps and monsters. Overall, Legend of Keepers is a fun and unique take on a dungeon crawler genre that will appeal to both fans of the genre and newcomers alike. I hope you enjoyed this video showcasing the latest Nintendo eShop sales. If you like what you saw, be sure to hit that like button and leave a comment below letting me know which game you're most excited to play. And if you haven't already, don't forget to hit the subscribe button to stay up to date with all my latest videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.